Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thealliancelover.com. I wanted to start off my color videos by giving you a little look into some of the drugstore lipsticks and blushes that I found have really been resonating with my color palette, my season, and my emotional state. So before we get into the actual products, I identify as a muted or soft summer. I'm cool toned, but there is a muted quality to my coloring, especially if you see me in person, especially with no makeup on. So right now I have some eyeshadow on, I have mascara on, and I have a little bit of blush on. I'm not wearing anything like on my skin, like foundation or BB cream or anything. So that's what my skin looks like. But I am wearing a blush. And this blush that I really like happens to be CoverGirl Plum Plush. So anything with plum or dusty rose or kind of pinky mauve is great for the dusty or muted deep summer. So the reason I'm not a winter, and you'll see when I do kind of like a darker lipstick look to show you, I don't have the intensity or the depth, the saturation of winter. It's not my dominant trait. Yes, I do have richness to my coloring, but there is a gray veil that kind of softens it all up. So I don't like the winter colors on me, and I'm not a fan of the winter palette for my emotional state, for my mental state. If you put me in a room of winter colors, I'm not going to feel as good as I would with light and dusty pinks and purples and powder blues and sages. So I emotionally resonate with the summer palette. My whole makeup approach is very watercolory. It's very light touch. I don't like any of my features to stand out too boldly. I don't prefer too many harsh or very solid lines. I like a very, very diffuse look, and that works so well for the summer palette, which brings to mind hazy sunsets on the beach. That is the kind of color palette I thrive in. As far as lipsticks go, I have these 5. I have 2 creams. I have one like very glossy one, and then I have 2 that are like semi-glossy. My favorite happens to be the glossy one. It is the most translucent. It is the Revlon Glossed Up Rose. Looks like this, and it looks like that on my lips. I like it. It's very, very subtle, very, very natural, but it makes me look more healthy. And I'm just going to be taking off all of this with some micellar water. Oh, there's going to be a lot of this in this video. Feel free to always watch at 1.5 to 2 times speed. So I'm going to do my cream lipsticks, but I always add a little bit of some gloss because I don't like a super matte look. I feel like it looks very flat on me, and the color becomes too concentrated on me, and it just doesn't go away with smudging. So I'll show you a kind of stronger lipstick. It's called Warm Me Up, funnily enough, from Maybelline. So it's kind of gray pink. And I look a little sick when I wear it by itself. It's just really light, but it really brings out the truer nature of the glossy lipsticks. So that's what it looks like. It makes it look a little bit more in your face. So I always like to take off a little bit. And that is Warm Me Up with Glossed Up Rose. So my other cream lipstick is Berry Parisienne from L'Oreal. It's a lot more dramatic, but I really like it. I think it's really pretty. And if you like really smudge it off, oops, it can be a lot more subtle. Again, I like to add a little bit of the glossy color on top. And that's what it looks like. Even for me, that's a little much, so I always like to blend and dab because I like, again, the watercolor effect where you're not seeing too much solid color. So that one was Glossed Up Rose with Berry Parisienne. So my next two are, oops, these kind of semi-shiny ones, Color Shine from L'Oreal. I have Burnished Blush and I have Varnished Rosewood. So this is Burnished Blush. It is a lot more playful. I would wear it with a different top or dress, not this one because it's a little bit too much together. But when you dab it off, it becomes this nice, really pretty, soft color, which I really like. And this one is Varnished Rosewood. I feel like this one is very demure. It makes me think of like Kate Middleton. Again, I like to take it off. I like to just dab on a little bit of color. So that's what I am into. I just really like light touches of color. A little bit goes a very, very long way for me. And I'll add a blog link so that you can see a few more combinations. But now I want to get into the winter friendly shades and finishes of this crayon. It's from I Meme and it's called Rose on My Lips, and it looks terrible on me. So this is this light pink color from the I Meme Rose on My Lips crayon stack, and the color is not bad. It is just the finish. It doesn't work or resonate with the kind of watercolor approach that I'm trying to cultivate. It is very saturated in pigment. It kind of flattens my look, and it doesn't really match this kind of like very diffuse, more thin layered look that I'm trying to create. This would look great on someone who loves matte finishes. This one is the second darkest pink in that palette. And again, I like the color, but it is just a little too saturated for me, especially in the daytime. So maybe during nighttime with a little bit more gloss, this would be better, but especially in person, it's just too heavy for me. This one is really bright. Again, I really like the colors, but they're just too intense for me personally. If I were to really make myself up, do my skin makeup more, do my hair more, and wear a more striking outfit, I could make it work. But in daily life, it's just too much on me. And this is the last color. I would like to do this for maybe a very glamorous nighttime look where I have a strong eye color, but for, you know, date night, it's too much. For working or just going out running errands, too much. If I pass myself in the mirror from day to day, I would just feel a little bit overwhelmed with this particular color. So that was my little lipstick swatch. Again, you can adapt vibes and colors and different beauty looks to different occasions, but you have to also think about what you want out of your look on a daily basis. And for special occasions, or if you want to get into different aspects of your persona that you're not feeling very connected to, make it a big reach, you know, take a big step, go for more of a risky look or a contrasted look to, you know, awaken different perspectives of yourself. But for something comforting, go for what really makes you feel obviously calm and soothed and most like your best natural, consistent, and stable self. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.